injuries and inexperience kind of doomed them early on, so they've been playing catch-up. This A&M team can run the ball. They have some great SEC game experience now on their side. And the emergence of Auburn comes because they're starting to run the ball again. They can run the ball, and that is one area that I think A&M is going to have to really close in on to force Bo Nix to try to make plays. And hopefully he's recently been masquerading as this elite quarterback, but we know he makes a lot of mistakes. But he has evolved a little bit this season as well because he had some early struggles out there, but now not as much. So if we can say that A&M has taken steps in the right direction, we could certainly say the same thing about Bo Nix and the direction Auburn is going. But I guess the difference there is A&M is growing from a place of inexperience, to be honest with you, with that offensive line and that quarterback. Bo Nix has been there forever. I mean, I feel like he was there during the Johnny days. He's not, but that's what it feels like. He's been there for a little while. So, but they are preparing right. The big takeaway from Brian Harson's press conference yesterday is that the difference with Bo Nix is that he prepares right, and the players around him are preparing right, which is leading to their consistency. So we'll see how they prepare this week as they go to Kyle Field right here in College Station. With that, no more monkeying around. We begin the Go Hour with my good friend, Olin Buchanan, Heisman Trophy voter. Good morning, OB.
Good morning. And the answer to your original question is a team can improve tremendously in a year. And I don't mean from one year to the next. I don't think that's what you're talking about.
Season.
Well, I would say just go back to a couple years ago. I saw LSU struggle to beat Texas by a touchdown and probably would have lost that game if the running back, who's from Carthage, whose name I can't remember right now, Ingram?
Yeah.
Drops a pass in the end zone. LSU won that game with I think a fourth down completion in a last drive. I mean, it was that close. But by the end of the year, nobody could stay on the field with them, except Alabama. But, they blew out Oklahoma. They blew out Clemson in the championship game. They blew out everybody. So, there's an example of a team that really improves throughout the year.
Yeah. Auburn, I think, is a team that we both thought they were a little suspect early on when they lost to Penn State. People were talking about how great of a game it was and yada, yada, yada. Now we've got Penn State. I think they've lost 2 in a row. They're 5-3 on the year. Auburn, but I do think they're better than they were when the season started, though. I mean, there are teams that go up and there are teams that go down.
Yeah, I mean they're improving. I still think they're somewhat suspect, though. I look at their schedule. They got off to a big win over heinous Akron, and then Alabama State, a poor FCS team. I'm sorry, FCS team. Yeah. They lost that Penn State game. Yeah, it was a really good game. I wonder how good Penn State is, quite frankly. But, it looks like a good loss, I guess. And then you survive Georgia State. You beat LSU by a touchdown. And I think you got a really kind of a bizarre play in that with Bo Nix.
He looked
like he's going to be sacked and then found,
He had some Johnny magic there.
Yeah, and then you lose to Georgia and you're not competitive. Okay, you beat Arkansas. That's good. That Arkansas, they beat them by 2 touchdowns. Arkansas Mississippi State, Auburn, if I'm not mistaken, scored like with 2 minutes to go to make that a 2-touchdown game. I mean, it was a really close game. And then Ole Miss, they're not very good defensively. And they had all kinds of injuries. So while I respect what Auburn has done, I still think that there's some significant questions about Auburn. I'm not ready to say, man, this team is going to maybe win the West and beat Alabama. I mean, I'd go all in on Alabama at that, and A&M beat Alabama. So I think A&M should be favored in this game. I don't know what the line is, but I assume A&M is favored by a touchdown.
Yeah, no, they should be favored in this game, especially knowing how they've been playing and the fact that the weaknesses that were evident in those first games don't seem to be as weak anymore. You can block, you can run the ball, and I think Calzada is much more comfortable in the pocket. Those are the big issues.
Yeah, and I think A&M with the youth that they have is. It's funny I say the youth that they have. The old guys are 22, but with the inexperience that they have, gets better with every game.
Yeah, they do.
And quite frankly, aren't you at the point now in November that the freshmen, while freshmen, they're listed as freshmen, and now they've got most of them have 2/3 of a season behind them. They should know what they're doing, right?
They know what they're doing, and they've had the biggest spotlight. Now, this is going to be the first time they have that spotlight, that national spotlight, where they are expected to, if not win, compete. People around the world thought A&M was going to get mopped by Alabama, and they took it to them in that first half. They survived the second half, and they won with the whole world watching. Here we are again, the 2:30 game, though, on CBS this time, and I think this team believed they could get it done then. They just hadn't proven it yet. This team has now proven it. And I do believe what they do this week in practice will go a long way. Now, I hate to use those coach cliches, but it will really make a difference in how they prepare, how they come out and fire on Saturday.
Yeah. I would think, I don't, obviously we're not there, but I would think you'd have a very focused team now.
Yeah.
Understanding, again, what's still at stake, and feeling like they should have a lot of confidence going back to that Alabama game. And then, you didn't play particularly well and still won a walkover over Missouri, and that's not a great accomplishment. And I know South Carolina's not that great either, but to just thoroughly dominate them the way you do, I would think that there's a great feeling of confidence. I think there's a really good leadership with guys like Weidemeyer and Kenny Green, and I'm sure DeMarvin, that's saying, hey, look what's happening here, and what did we, like Jimbo likes to say, what did you do to get to this point, and keep doing it.
So the topic for the day, by the way, is who will be in the top 4 tonight when the first college football playoff rankings are released. That's coming out at 6 o'clock today. And where do you think A&M is going to be listed? I have some thoughts on that. If you want to be a part of that conversation, you can call the BCSI hotline 979-693-1150, or you can text the A&B text line 979-693-1150. A&B, a College Station branch of the Amarillo National Bank. Good Texas banking. Website is anb.com. And look, I see the tweets. I see the text messages, OB. People want to talk about the monkey.
That's awful. What an awful story. Let's see. It's Jeff Banks.
Yeah.
Has a pet monkey. I don't know if it's his pet monkey or if it's his wife's.
Right.
I think it might be his wife. Pet monkey. And they have some kind of display for Halloween that included the monkey.
And somehow a little kid got back there.
And the monkey bit the kid so hard he wouldn't let go, and they had to pry the monkey's jaws loose. See, I would have just strangled the monkey.
But that's her, I think she tweeted yesterday. She's erased her tweets and her account is gone. What's her name? Pole something? They call her
Dancer. Pole Dancer.
That's her name, Pole Dancer? Pole Dancer says that that's her therapy monkey, I think, or therapy animal, I believe is what she said. And she performs with him on stage. There are pictures of the monkey and Polly out there dancing.
Okay, I'll just put it, if that's my kid, it's a dead monkey.
Right there on the spot.
You're going to just sit there and wait for someone to pry the monkey's teeth out of your kid's arm or whatever, or are you going to take action?
Yeah, and as the owner, too, by the way, now, look, I do not want to – it is funny that it's Texas. It is. Had it been A&M, people would be jumping on us as well. So it's funny that this whole – hasn't Jeff Banks been in the news a lot over the last, 12 months? Didn't his wife or girl, whatever she is, hadn't she, tweeted at recruits a lot?
Yeah, I think she did that, yeah. And that's for somebody else to worry about. But when you are in a position where kids are getting hurt because of your negligence. And by the way, I think the kid, his college is already paid for, right?
Right. Yeah.
and maybe more. That's going to be a tough one to.
So, and by the way, when a mistake happens on your property, right? She had some defense. He shouldn't have been back there. There was a big sign. Apparently, she posted a sign afterward, but it doesn't matter. It's your freaking monkey. Can that be a hotkey? It's your freaking monkey attacking a little kid.
Yeah. What? He shouldn't be on the. It was Halloween. Kids are coming to your house. Yeah, that sounds like damage control to me. I don't know. I wasn't there. But
it's just funny. Like,
unless you're the kid.
Well, no. I feel very bad for the kid, and like, you're just trick or treating. Like, hey, let's go to the haunted house. There's a scary monkey. Oh, I'm sure it's a person dressed up, or it's like a robot. No, it's real. It's a killer monkey.
Banks. There's so many things I'd like to say, and I think I'm treading on it. Wait. You said it's a therapy monkey.
She tweeted something to that effect.
Now,
yeah.
I have to admit, I've got a problem with all these therapy animals. I got to walk around with a dog. Oh, I got to walk around with it. Maybe I'm going to have have a therapy horse and just start riding it into places?
Why not? Sounds like a great idea.
You got a therapy monkey? Yeah. You got to have a monkey to give you therapy?
I don't know how to respond to this.
Just go see a shrink, because you need that worse than a monkey if you need a therapy monkey.
A therapy monkey it is. Let's do this. Let's go around the room. I think we'll talk about this monkey a little bit later here on the program, but I think we should
act like Peter Gabriel. You're going to you don't know Peter Gabriel. Never mind.
I know Peter Gabriel, of course. 80s rock star.
Yeah, and one of his I would put like some jumper cables on the monkey and shock the monkey like Peter Gabriel.
Well,
you didn't know that was one of his big songs.
No, I didn't know that. I just know Peter Gabriel is famous and
just kill the monkey.
Yeah, and very.
I'm going to have Pete on my back now.
Yeah, you're up. We've got the monkey on a mobile. Let's go to the.
You know what Chip Howard always says?
What's that?
Get them before they get you.
Get them before they get you. Oh my! Let's go and talk to the pole monkey here on the BCSI hotline. Pole monkey, good morning to you.
Good morning to you, baby. I hear all the stuff you guys are saying. Pole monkey wasn't listening. You got pole monkey not out here trying to defend his reputation, huh? Is that what's happening? You guys just think you can talk about pole monkey and pole monkey is not going to respond?
Pole monkey, first off, you're talking way too close to the phone. I know probably using the phone is new to you. Are you listening in Austin to the show?
Yes, I am. I don't know if you know this, but monkeys know how to use phones, and monkeys know how to listen to TexAgs online. All right? And I was told by my publicist that you were over here talking a lot of noise. All right? So let's just get into this. Ask me the questions you want, and I want to go ahead and clear up all the rumors and all these stories that are out there. And let's go into it right now.
All right, Pole Monkey, couple things. First off, you sound a little bit distorted, so I'm sure it's because you don't have like legit fingers, but that's a conversation for a different day. Give me your perspective of what happened there on Halloween night when you viciously attacked a little Halloween kid just trying to go through a haunted house. Tell me your version of the story.
Okay, first we have to define what exactly is a bite, okay? Is a bite when touch skin, is that a bite? Okay, or is it a bite if the molars touch each other? Is that a bite? We have to define what a bite is first, okay? And then we can move forward. To me, all I did was, I was just, look, the kid put his hand in there, all right? And all I wanted to do was make sure he was okay and just, I was just tasting the flesh a little bit to make sure that there's no diseases on it, no bacteria. And now the kid's running around saying there's a bite.
So,
and that's not fair.
So you're saying it's like a puppy doing a bite, like you were just playing with the kid.
Yeah. I was just making sure. Like, hey, what's this? Like, hey, okay. And the other thing, there's the other thing that nobody's reporting, and Thomas Campbell. Thomas Campbell, let me talk about him for a second, all right? I don't know if you guys know this, but back when I was in college station, I've been to your city, all right? Thomas Campbell helped me take intimate photos of me because I'm trying to launch my modeling career on OnlyFans. Nobody knows that.
Wait.
But Thomas Campbell, how are you going to burn me like that, Thomas? Thomas and I are friends.
You've got the worst phone connection in the country. But that being said, Pole Monkey, you've got an OnlyFans account?
Well, I was trying to launch one. I was trying to launch an OnlyFans, but turns out it's against the terms and conditions of OnlyFans that monkeys cannot own an OnlyFans profile. So, I mean, look, I get it. I'm a monkey trying to do big things in this world, and guys like Thomas Campbell, guys like you are bringing me down, and just keep it a banana, just like a banana.
Hey, Paul Monkey, I only have one question. How'd the kid taste?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
All right. Pole Monkey, you've got a terrible phone, to be honest with you, but I think, I hope it all works out and continue helping out the University of Texas coaching staff. We'll see what happens this weekend against Iowa State.
Well, thank you so much. I just wanted an opportunity to clear my name, and, all I did was there was a kid who's just like a banana. I just wanted to make sure he was okay. And now there's these rumors flying around about me. I just want to defend myself. Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
All right, Pole Monkey. Appreciate the call, I guess.
Well, I guess now we learned that banana phones don't get great connection.
No, they don't. I couldn't understand 96%.
Who would have a banana phone if not a monkey?
Good point. Hey, when we come back here on the program, we're going to try to class up the joint and go to Tomas Romo with our news and social center as OB is doing his monkey noises. But right now, a moment for our friends here at the Association of Former Students. We're going to have Randy Reyes here in studio a little bit later to talk about all the great things going on there at the Association of Former Students. They got Pass It Back Day coming up very, very soon, Aggie Rean Day, Yell Practice, and, of course, the All-Aggie Tailgate. Great things going on there, but a Pass It Back Day is coming up a week from today, guys. 24-hour day of giving to show the power of the Aggie Network. Their goal is 5,000 donors, fun-filled day with lots of challenges for Aggies. You got prizes, you got lots of opportunities to give, and we're going to be a part of that broadcast, by the way, or that show will be there. At least they'll be calling in and giving us updates and letting us know exactly what is happening. But they do such great work out there, and hopefully you can help out there on Pass It Back Day, and you can help out at any time by getting involved with the Aggie Network by going to aggienetwork.com/giving. Remember, $100 a year, about $9 a month. You're going to get that decal, the plaque, and the Texas Aggie magazine. Again, it's aggienetwork.com/giving.
Find out first, get scores, updates, and more. Follow the Zone 1150 AM and 93.7 FM on Twitter. Zone 1150.
Since solar screens have continued to be a popular solution for making your windows more efficient, Intercon has added several new choices to our solar screen line. Many customers like the idea of the heat and glare protection benefits of solar screens, but are hesitant to cover up the glass patterns in their windows. We now offer the option of grids over the solar fabric to match those on the windows, regardless of the style or shape of the windows. Another option with Intercon is to install roll-up solar shades inside of the home or business. These shades are available in several colors. With these, you get the flexibility of letting heat in during the winter and shading it out during hot weather. By popular demand, Intercon has added several colors of solar fabric available in your choice of 70, 80, or 90% heat blockage. Of course, Intercon still offers solar screens to fit your geometric and other custom styled and shaped windows. Whether you just need a few solar screens on the west side or want to protect the entire home, call Intercon and see how quickly you can recover the cost of solar screens.
Call Oscar or Brad Beard of Intercon today at 979-823-3639.
Hello, St. Joseph Eagles fans. Listen to St. Joseph Eagles football throughout the season on KEDC 88.5 FM. St. Joseph Eagles football is brought to you this season by these local businesses: Fast Signs, Strata Auto Repair, Kelly Burt Dozer, Reedfield Meats and Deli, Burnside Services Inc., and Prosperity Bank. Listen to St. Joseph Eagles football on KEDC 88.5 FM. Special thanks to all of our St. Joseph Eagles sponsors.
can hear the Paul Feinbaum Show weekdays 2 to 4 here on the Zone. Presented by Polaris Fun Center. Paul Feinbaum is SEC Country, and Aggieland is SEC Country too. Join Paul weekdays 2 to 4 here on the Zone. Polaris Fun Center sells and service Polaris ATVs, Rangers, Razors, Global Electric Cars, Buddhist, and the Polaris Slingshot. Polaris Fun Center, where they sell and service fun, not tractors. The voice of the SEC. And you can hear Paul Feinbaum weekdays 2 to 4 here on the Zone.
We're joined now by Braden Golf, 440 Sports, ESPN Radio.
Probably why you and I get along well and why we are friends and colleagues, because I like you, I think life is gray. It's not black and white. I don't think that there's a winner and a loser, except for the game itself. There's not a winner and a loser on every single topic. We don't have to yell at each other. Like, I'd like to think that I'm pretty fair and sort of down the middle like you. But even then, it's okay for you to have an opinion and for a fan to be like, I don't like that. I want to be clear. I don't have a problem with fans having opinions and not liking a play call or a coach or a decision or things that are debatable, things that are part of a sports conversation. I'm saying, like, let's say a recruit doesn't go to A&M, goes somewhere else, and then reports X piece of factual information. I'm talking about just a factual piece of content. Like,
listen to Louie from 11 to 2 weekdays on the Zone. Brought to you in part by Smoothie King.
I think they're doing a great job in how they're calling the game. Mike Bobo does a great job. Harsin, the head coach, is an offensive guy. Brian's doing a great job with that team. I think he's making great decisions with the ball. He's picking his moments when he runs. He knows where he's going, what he's doing with, and they're getting great play action because of the run game, which is creating matchups down the field for him. The tight ends are getting involved. They're catching the ball. Their tight ends are catching the football. And Bo's a great competitor, man. He can beat with his legs, his arm. He's competitive as heck. He's tough as heck. And he's making really good decisions and being smart with football.
Yeah, Bo Nix is a name that I think is very polarizing in college football for the last couple of years, like moments of brilliance, moments of what are you doing? And the last couple of weeks, he's just been a very polished quarterback, making some big plays, and obviously his ability to improvise is what makes that, when they've got their running game going with Tank and he can improvise, it makes them very, very scary.
I think Bo Nix is a good quarterback, but he was from day one, he was just overhyped and made out to be much better than he is because of his dad was a quarterback and wasn't a great quarterback. He's all right, but I mean, Bo's a good quarterback, but it was almost unfair to him the way he was trumped up to be something that he's not.
Right.
But he's good. I mean, and his ability, his capability, we saw that last year when Bobby Brown was all over him. Looked like they were going to get a sack, and he somehow got out of it and turned it into about a 15-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, but my hope is that the Aggies are able to run, maybe not like they ran last year on them, because I know that was a significant running attack, but my hope is that the Aggies can run on them. I believe Isaiah was asked yesterday about, because I want to keep Bo Nix off the field as much as possible and obviously Tank off the field, but I believe Isaiah was asked yesterday about the front, and he said it's a very similar front to what they had last year. So, are you going to be able to put 300 yards on them? No, but can you put 200 yards on them and control the game? Hopefully.
Yeah, I think you can. I think 4 of their last 5 opponents, LSU being the outlier, ran for at least 157 yards on them, and 3 of those were over 200.
Whew. Wendy in College Station's got a text about Halloween dog biting when her son was 4 years old. I mean, it's that's terrible that these things happen actually on a Halloween. So let's get to the A&B text line and the News and Social Center with Tomas Romo. Mostly non-monkey related text messages. Tomas, please.
I got nothing related on the monkey so far.
Good.
Well, let's start off. Aggie basketball tops Texas A&M Kingsville 76-72. 7 Aggies made their debut in the maroon and white, including 3 freshmen. Marcus Williams and Tyrese Radford carried the Aggie offense with 13 points each.
You saw the game, right? Okay.
I was there.
Yeah, you were there. Should I be worried about what we saw?
No.
It's early and
no. Like Thomas just said, 7 guys making their debut. Buzz was he was substituting liberally. Plus, I never get too excited or react too much either way in an exhibition game, really early in the season. Just remember a couple of years ago, A&M lost to Fairfield in a tournament in November and ended up, having a pretty good run in the SEC. So I came away thinking, okay, yeah, they still work to be done. Obviously, Radford, he's going to be their best player if last night was any indication, and Williams can shoot. So they've got to show more. They still have to show more accuracy from the perimeter, but they're much more athletic. I think they're going to be a better team. I would not react to what happened in an exhibition game one way or the other.
I was surprised by the score. What was it? Midway through the second half, it was tied or close to.
Oh yeah, it was tied with 2.5 minutes to go.
I was surprised by that. Not that I expect. I know this is a new team, and we talked about it in the football sense. Teams can grow and evolve during a season, and that's what the expectation is with this team, especially with all of these new parts. I was just a little surprised it was so tight, but sometimes coaches can manufacture some good practice opportunities in those kind of games.
Yeah, and look, it may sound like coach speak, but the coach from Kingsville said, I wouldn't want to play these guys in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
They have they're actually pretty good Division II team. I think they were 15-3 last year. As he was saying, they only have 2 newcomers. The rest of so they're a team that's playing with experience and know what they have and know what each other does. They A&M. It's the first time a whole bunch of guys from different teams have come together and played. The guy from Duke didn't play, Coleman. Again, if you're gonna, I'm just gonna say, did I think it was going to be a really close game? I mean, no, I was surprised, but it's just 40 years now. 40 years of experience has taught me, don't ever react to what you see in an exhibition.
Yep, I 100% agree with that. We'll see how that goes. Tomas, thank you very much. Let's do this. Let's hit a break, and we'll come back with Shireen Williams, Pro Football Talk, get her thoughts on everything that happened during the bye week, the NFL, and, of course, Von Miller traded to the Rams. That was big news after our show yesterday. It is TexAgs Radio presented by David Gardner's Jewelers.
I'm Chelsea Reber with your community calendar on The Zone. The 9th annual Drums Along the Brazos Drumline Contest is Saturday at College Station High School. The music starts at noon. Grief Share, Surviving the Holidays is a seminar for people facing the holidays after a loved one's death. The seminar is this Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. at Peace Lutheran Church. Join the Brazos County A&M Club for their annual fundraiser, Beats and Barbecue, Saturday, November 13th at Savage Brew Lab in Bryan. The Bryan College Station Friends of the Library invite you to their general book sale November 13th and 14th at the Claire B. Mounts Library. Thousands of books ranging from history to mystery will be available. Visit friendsbcs.org for more information. Have lunch with Louie this Friday from 11 to 2, live from the T-Mobile on Texas Avenue and Lincoln. Enjoy lunch from Howdy's Pizza. Say hi to Louie and Bryce and win some cool prizes. It's Lunch with Louie this Friday. T-Mobile is the official 5G provider of the SEC. I'm Chelsea Reber on The Zone.
The flagship station for Aggie Athletics is The Zone. Whenever the Aggies are playing, you can hear them right here at 1150 and 93.7 FM. Thanks to our listeners and our Aggie broadcast sponsors, Lance Lester at the Lester Group, Zwerneman Flooring, and the Sleep Station. Here's a big gig-em to all these sponsors. Listen to Aggie Athletics on The Zone 1150 and 93.7 FM.
If you have a debit card, you're used to spending money. But what if your card actually ended up earning you money? That's not exactly normal, but that's what you can get at A&B. It's called Kasasa Cashback Checking. Don't mind the weird name. What you need to know is that it's a free account with cash rewards. Use your debit card for everyday purchases, and we'll pay you cash back every month. If that doesn't sound like normal banking, well, guess what? We're not a normal bank. So contact A&B today and ask for Kasasa or visit ANB.com. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
There's a Kubota for every job. There's a Kubota for every harvest. There's a Kubota for every task. And at Normandy Tractor, for a limited time only, take the drive to Normandy, Texas, and let Vernon and the boys show you what they have. Get the new Kubota BX 1880 16.6 horsepower tractor and a Kubota loader with a quick attach bucket now through December 31st, 2021. For a cash price of only $12,950, or payments as low as $170 per month with no money down, based on 0% down, 1.99% APR for 84 months. Normandy Tractor has over 8 acres of Kubota tractors, Kubota RTVs, ATVs, and Kubota mowers to choose from. They're at the corner of Highway 39 and OSR in Normandy, Texas. And remember, nobody beats Normandy Tractor. Nobody.
Now through December 31st, 2021. For warranty terms, see Kubota's limited warranty at KubotaUSA.com or your Kubota dealer.
It is TexAgs Radio. David Nunya, Olin Buchanan here on a Tuesday foggy morning. We're at the Rollo Insurance Studio, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers, and we're going to go to the BCSI hotline. We're joined by our good friend Shireen Williams of Pro Football Talk, the Hall of Famer, and our good friend, the great Aggie. Shireen, how are you this morning?
I'm good. How are you guys doing today?
Doing great. It felt weird having the bye week, to be honest with you. Like, you get into a little mode of Aggie football every week. You just kind of have your routine, and we're back at it here. So I guess I'll start things off with, how dangerous do you think this Auburn team is?
Well, they're pretty dangerous. I watched most of that game on Saturday, and they look pretty good against Ole Miss. So, they're playing well. A&M's playing well. It's going to be a great game. When I saw how Auburn was playing against Ole Miss, I said, yeah, they're going to make this a 2:30 game. This is going to be their prime game, and it should be a good one at Kyle Field.
Hey, what do you think about ESPN deciding to do game day at Cincinnati and before the Cincinnati and Tulsa game?
Yeah, I guess they wanted to give Cincinnati some exposure. I assume that's the reason why they did it. But yeah, come on. That's not going to be a very good game. Let's go.
Hey, Shireen, so, for a while I thought Ole Miss was going to be the dangerous game, and it's still very, could be that very dangerous game, especially going on the road. But Auburn is starting to obviously creep up there. Which one are you more worried about? Are you worried about them in totality, or are you more worried about Auburn or Ole Miss?
Well, I think it's always the road games in my mind. I mean, I feel like the Aggies are going to win at Kyle Field. I feel like they're going to win on Saturday against Auburn. I think Auburn's probably playing better. Based on what we saw Saturday, obviously, I think they're the better team right now. But, anytime you go on the road, it's a tougher environment. It's a tougher place to play. And so I'd say more the away game, frankly, than this one on Saturday. And I know the history of Auburn and A&M, and I know the history of A&M and at Auburn. For whatever reason, it hasn't quite worked out like that, where Auburn has come in and won in Kyle Field. So maybe they're not intimidated. Maybe the Aggies need to be a little bit louder on Saturday, and I know we'll all try to do that. But I still like their chances whenever they play at Kyle Field, no matter who they play. Alabama, whoever, I like the Aggies' chances in Kyle Field.
Well, what about Auburn concerns you the most?
Olin, I haven't followed enough to know. I've never been a real big Bo Nix fan. I didn't think he was all that great. And, it sort of reminds me when sometimes you get in that where you have a starting quarterback, I'll say Texas, where they had Sam Ehlinger. Sam Ehlinger was never going to win a championship for them, but they got in that thing where, we have a starting quarterback. Didn't try to go look for anybody better to lead you to the promised land. And sometimes you just get stuck in that rut of, we have our starting quarterback. And I thought that's what Texas did with Sam Ehlinger. And, maybe that's what Auburn's going to do with Bo Nix. I don't see Bo Nix as a championship quarterback. I don't think they're ever going to win a championship with him. I think they need to upgrade at that position if they want to go win a championship. And so I've never been a big fan of his, but, we'll see what happens. I mean, they just seem to be playing well all across the board. That's the main thing. And A&M's just going to have to go out and play well. And I've said this for a couple weeks now that Jimbo's really good when you give him 2 weeks. This is a team when they come off. You look at the bowl games, how they've played in bowl games. You look at when they've come off a bye. When he has a chance to prepare for a team longer than a week, A&M always seems to play well. I would expect them to be pretty healthy. I would expect them to play really well because they've had these 2 weeks to prepare and to get healthy.
Shireen Williams here on the BCSI hotline. Shireen, let's talk about what's happening there in Austin beyond the crazy stuff that we learned about last night. Just left and right, I feel like, A, they can't hold on to a lead, and B, just there's a lot of drama surrounding that program.
Which one are we talking about?
University of Texas and all the drama that they're going through right now.
Yeah, oh boy. Yeah. So a lot of things going on there, and I guess we're glad we're not there. I talked to my good friend Clarence Hill last night, who is a Texas grad who is down on the program, and what Sark has done there. I think they expected bigger things than where they are, and just not being able to hold a lead is the biggest thing. So I don't know where they go. I think we should all enjoy it while it happens. We know there's ups and downs in programs and ups and downs in seasons, and at some point they're going to be back up. But we should enjoy this while they're not up and not happy with their program. We've been there before and know what that feels like, and it doesn't feel very good.
Don't they always expect more than what they're getting?
Yeah, well, it's true. Yeah, it's sort of like Cowboys fans, right, Olin? Have those high expectations every single year. You talk about Super Bowl when sometimes you don't have the team to do that.
Actually, since you brought them up, they're kind of exceeding the expectations I had coming into the season.
Oh, yeah?
Especially when you win a game on the road with Cooper Rush as your quarterback. Shireen.
Well, there is that. I'd rank them all, and I think they're a contender. Now, I love what the Rams did yesterday. We haven't talked about that yet. I figured that was going to be the first question: is Von Miller going to the Rams? What a trade they made and upgraded. And to me, it puts a lot of pressure on those other NFC contenders, and there are a lot of them. And that's probably the problem for the Cowboys right now. Is when you look at it, are they going to be able to win 3 playoff games if that's what it takes? Because only one team gets a bye, and only one of those games might be at home. So are you going to be able to beat the Cardinals, the Rams, the Packers, the Bucs, the Saints, whatever combination of those 3 teams you get? And the Rams, to me, have taken that next step, getting Vaughn. I mean, he has the most sacks of any active player in the NFL right now, 110.5. Aggies have seen him. We know what he can do. Left ankle injury kept him out last week. But if you put him with Aaron Donald, Leonard Floyd, all of that defense that they have, Jalen Ramsey on the back end, I just think that the Rams are going to be probably the team to beat. And I know their Super Bowl odds went up yesterday. Trade deadline is today, and to me it puts a lot of pressure on those other teams to go make a move. What are you going to do? How are you going to upgrade your weaknesses, especially the Cardinals? They lost J.J. Watt last week, no pass rush, and then you see your division rival go get perhaps the best pass rusher in the game. He won, Defensive Player of the Month in September. So he's still there. He's only 32, had some injuries the last couple of years, but we all know what Vaughn can do, and we've seen it, and we've seen it this year. So we know he's still capable of doing those things. And by the way, he becomes a free agent in March. He'll go somewhere else and get a bunch of more money somewhere else next year.
So
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. The Rams are going all in for this year, obviously. What are they going to be like in 3 years?
Well, we keep saying that because they keep trading away these picks. And I agree with you. At some point, it catches up to you. They have 4 draft picks left next year. They'll get 5 compensatory picks, but those are going to be lower. So, at some point, it catches up with you on the salary cap. It catches up with you in the draft picks. You don't have that young talent coming in. But they're all in right now. They want to go win this thing now. That I don't think they're thinking about next year or the year after that. Because when you trade 2 draft picks for Von Miller, a second and a third, you are thinking about this year because Von Miller is going to be gone somewhere else. You're not going to be able to afford to keep him based on what your salary cap is. So in March, he's going to go somewhere else because somebody else is going to give him more money. So you have rented him for 2 draft picks for half a year, so you better go win it this year because you don't know what the future holds with your cap and with those lack of draft picks. You're exactly right.
Shireen Williams with us here. Hey, Shireen, we mentioned we got to get to our Aggies in the NFL, but with the trade deadline coming up, I know there's reports that Deshaun Watson will not be traded. Do you think he will be traded?
It's such a complicated deal. I really don't. I thought it was, and it was, close last week, and then the Texans started asking for more. The Texans want it to happen. The Dolphins want it to happen. Deshaun Watson wants it to happen, but it's so complicated with those 22 civil lawsuits, with the potential criminal prosecution, all of that. I mean, it plays into this deal, and I don't think it's going to happen for all those reasons. There's too many complications in this deal. Deshaun Watson has a no-trade clause, so I don't think he wants to go to Carolina. Carolina was interested in him. So I don't expect that to be one of the deals that happens by 3 o'clock today.
Sounds like they're in a catch-22.
Look at you.
Yeah,
Look at you,
it really does.
Hey, Shireen, let's go through the top Aggies in the NFL.
Yeah, it was a pretty good week. I'm going to start with Myles Garrett. He had the top Pro Football Focus grade of the week. A sack, a quarterback hit, 2 hurries, and 30 rush snaps. He really terrorized, unfortunately, Aggie on Aggie crime, Dan Moore. Dan Moore just looked overmatched against Myles Garrett, but a lot of people look overmatched against Myles Garrett. Number 2, I'm going to go Randy Bullock. He had the big kick there. Ryan Tannehill got him in position, and Randy Bullock kicked the game-winning field goal. Wasn't an easy kick, and as it turns out, that was an even bigger game than we thought at the time for the Titans, now that they've lost Derrick Henry for the season. This is going to be Ryan Tannehill's team. We're going to see what he can do without Derrick Henry. Their identity has been their run game. Now it's Ryan Tannehill's team. They're going to have to pass the ball to win. So we're going to learn a lot about Ryan Tannehill in the coming weeks. And then number 1, I'm going to go with Dennis Allen, defensive coordinator for the Saints. The way they pulled off that victory against the Bucs, nobody expected that. Trevor Siemian, the quarterback after Jameis got hurt and is unfortunately now out for the year. A lot of injuries in the NFL this year. But he's 3-0 in the regular season against Brady. He knows how to get it done. Of course, they had that playoff loss, but they had 3 takeaways and a pick 6, and Dennis Allen just really had the game plan going against Tom Brady. Whatever it is, he knows how to beat Tom Brady in the regular season and has done it consistently. Of course, he's one of the best defensive coordinators in football, and hopefully we'll see Dennis Allen, like we saw Dan Campbell, get a chance to coach in the NFL next season as a head coach.
That is Shireen Williams. Shireen, sorry to cut you off there. Thank you so much. We will see you next week.
Thank you, guys.
Take care. Shireen Williams here. Pro Football Talk, always on our show here on Tuesdays, on a very foggy Tuesday. Right now, I want caller number 1. We're going to give you a free car wash from Aggie Land Express Car Wash in South College Station. That's off of William D. Fitch in Greens Prairie. They are Aggie-owned and operated with the friendliest staff and the personal touch. They offer monthly memberships, but we're going to give the first caller a free car wash right now from Aggie Land Express in South College Station. That number, 979-693-1150.
Your home for the Houston Texans is Sports Radio 1150 AM and 93.7 FM. This is The Zone.
Howdy, y'all. This is Cullen Gillespie, former 12th man. I've always tried to help my team on and off the field. And now I'd like to help Texas A&M fans like you cut their electricity bills in half. Yep, in half. It takes less than 5 minutes and you'll save hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars every year. 90% of Texans overpay for electricity, so don't be one of them. Sign up today at EnergyOgre.com and use code GILLY, G-I-L-L-Y, for a free month of service.
There's a Kubota for every job. There's a Kubota for every harvest. There's a Kubota for every task. And at Normandy Tractor, for a limited time only, take the drive to Normandy, Texas, and let Vernon and the boys show you what they have. Get the new Kubota BX 1880 16.6 horsepower tractor and a Kubota loader with a quick attach bucket now through December 31st, 2021. For a cash price of only $12,950 or payments as low as $170 per month. with no money down, based on 0% down, 1.99% APR for 84 months. Normandy Tractor has over 8 acres of Kubota tractors, Kubota RTVs, ATVs, and Kubota mowers to choose from. They're at the corner of Highway 39 and OSR in Normandy, Texas. And remember, nobody beats Normandy Tractor. Nobody.
Now through December 31st, 2021. For warranty terms, see Kubota's limited warranty at KubotaUSA.com or your Kubota dealer.
The George Bush Presidential Library and Museum is pleased to be able to welcome you back. Our hours are Monday through Saturday from 9:30 to 5 and Sundays from noon to 5 p.m. with the last admission at 3:30. To ensure the safety of our visitors, we've reduced capacity and are requiring masks for all guests over the age of 2. All tickets must be purchased in advance via our website. Visit bush41.org to purchase your tickets now and for more information.
Bryan Broadcasting is your home for high school football. Bryan High, A&M Consolidated, Rudder, and College Station High play on the Bryan Broadcasting family of stations. No matter where you are, hear every play, every game, all season long. Thanks to Amarillo National Bank, Blinn College, BCS Toyota, and Ed Phillips Plumbing. To find out when and where to hear your favorite team, go to brazosfootball.com.
Hey, y'all, it's David Nuno here with TexAgs Radio, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers. And are you not entertained here, guys? What a fall it has been. TexAgs continues to be the #1 destination for all things Aggie athletics related. We've got you covered on Aggie football, basketball, baseball, volleyball, recruiting, interviews, and analysis. And it's just what we do, and we're going to guide you through the rest of the football season into the bowls, guys. It's TexAgs Radio Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. You can hear that on your favorite station, The Zone.
I definitely say he's definitely improved on his accuracy with throwing the ball. I would definitely like to see him improving in touch passes and stuff like that, but he's grown so much and he's become more comfortable in the pocket throwing the ball.
All right, there it is. Jalen Watermeyer breaking it down when it comes to Zach Calzada and his touch passes, talking about his improvement, and that was the one thing that we keyed in on a long time ago, OB. You know, if he just hits those little touch passes, they win the Mississippi State game. And I don't know if they win the Arkansas game, but the game certainly feels different.
Yeah, I don't think it's obviously not a coincidence that as Zach Calzada has gotten better, A&M has gotten better.
Yep.
And there's still a lot of room for Zach Calzada to improve. And so, therefore, there's still a lot of room. I think Jalen also said yesterday that we haven't played to our potential yet. And I agree with that. But that now would be a good time. And Jimbo Fisher's teams have been very good in November. They lost one game at Auburn in his first year that they should have won.
Right.
And then the other two losses, I think they're 8-3 in November and afterwards. Last year, because of the COVID, they played in December. 8-3 after Halloween. And one of those losses, like I said, was Auburn. One was to that LSU team that destroyed everybody. And one was at Georgia when they, kind of got hosed.
Yeah, they did get hosed in that one. So we had the topic to start the show. Where do you think the college football rankings are going to shake out for this first one? Mm-hmm. I wrote down a list of 10, top 10. I'd like to hear what you're thinking there, at least for the top 4. And I'll just say this. I might be crazy, but I have A&M at number 10. Is that maroon goggles right there? You can be honest. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
You beat Alabama. That's a big deal. It might be. There's a bunch of teams out there with 2 losses, but it might be a little ambitious. But I don't think it's outrageous. I mean, if not 10, 12.
Like, would you take A&M or Wake Forest?
If they played, I would say I would pick A&M.
And do you think people would look at their strength of schedule versus Wake Forest and say it's a harder strength of
schedule?
They've
definitely had a harder strength of schedule.
So look, I'm willing to admit a little roast, but they're not going to be far off of that. If they're not 10, they're in the top. They're going to be in the top 13, 14.
Well, the committee always talks about strength of schedule being so important, and then last year
it didn't matter.
It didn't matter.
Yeah.
So why do I trust anything? I think it's going to, if it was my picks, Georgia would be number 1, Alabama would be 2, probably Oregon would be 3, and Ohio State would be 4.
Okay. I had for me, and kind of a mix of what I would do / what I think the committee will do, Georgia, Bama, Michigan State, and Oklahoma. I don't think Oklahoma is one of the 4 best teams in the country, but I think they will get that.
Oh, I think they always do.
And then I think Cincinnati right outside there.
Bill Hancock, the OU grad, is the executive director of the.
And then I have
playoff.
5 for Cincinnati, 6 for Oregon, 7 Ohio State. I have to have Ohio State behind Oregon, even though I think I like them better today. But that win has to matter at this point, and I think that'll shake itself out if Ohio State beats Michigan State and they beat Michigan.
You're right. I'm going to have to take Ohio State out of there and put Michigan State in, because Michigan State has a better win than anything Ohio State has.
Yep. Yeah. And
what's Ohio State's big win?
They don't have
Indiana?
Yeah. They don't have a big one.
Penn State.
Yeah, Penn State. But I was going to ask you this earlier. Do you look at, so there's 2 schools of thought when it comes to how your team did. Look at the ranking when you played that team, or look at the ranking at the end of the year?
At the end of the year.
Okay.
Because.
So if Bama is number 18 at the end of the year because they have 2 more losses.
Yeah.
They're not the same Bama in the totality.
Well, they're not going to be 18, but
right.
I know what you're getting at. No,
because I think there's something has to account for your ranking and how you attack a game.
I think that now there are other things. If you were number 4, if you beat a team when they were number 4, and at the end of the year they're 20, but they lost their starting quarterback or somebody.
Sure.
Okay, that's different. But at the same time, you might beat a team early that's a lot better at the end of the year, but they weren't that. They didn't have the same guys. But you can beat Notre Dame and say, "Oh, Texas is back," right? And then at the end of the year, you find out, well, Notre Dame wasn't very good either.
Sure.
Anyway, so yeah, I think you have to look at where they are at the end of the year.
That is the great Olin Buchanan. Coming up next on the 9 o'clock hour, Gary Blair, women's basketball coach, A&M, just announced that he's going to retire at the end of the season. He'll be here in studio. We'll have him break it all down. Logan Lee at 10 o'clock, and we'll get to know Auburn at 10:35. It's TexAgs Radio, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers.
Our publications reach every corner of the Brazos Valley, and we want to partner with you in sharing your message with the community. You may recognize a few of our Bryan Broadcasting publications.
Best of the Brazos Valley.
Brazos Life, the annual manual.
Welcome home, Brazos Valley.
Brazos Family. Brazos Wellness.
Brazos Valley Bride.
Peace, Brazos Christian Life.
With the combined power of 7 magazine titles, 11 radio stations, and digital solutions, Bryan Broadcasting Publications can help you be heard. Call 979-695-9595 to learn more.
The flagship station for Aggie Athletics is The Zone. Whenever the Aggies are playing, you can hear them right here at 1150 and 93.7 FM. Thanks to our listeners and our Aggie broadcast sponsors, Schulte Roofing, Prosperity Bank, Hargrove Insurance, and Rudy's Barbecue. Here's a big gig-em to all these sponsors. Listen to Aggie Athletics on The Zone 1150 and 93.7 FM.
This is Aggieland's home for Aggie football, Aggie basketball, and Aggie baseball. Zone 1150 AM and 93.7 FM. Plus online at RadioAggieland.com. This is KZNE College Station, Bryan.
From WTAW, I'm Chelsea Reber with a news update on The Zone. A Bryan man died Sunday morning after the SUV he was driving rolled on FM 1179 near Merker Road. According to the DPS preliminary report, 63-year-old Mario Juarez was not wearing a seatbelt and was partially ejected. A passenger who was wearing a seatbelt was taken to a hospital in stable condition. 10 minutes after that crash, DPS responded to another collision 2.5 miles away. A preliminary report indicated a DPS patrol SUV making a left turn from Boonville Road to 1179 failed to yield the right-of-way and struck an oncoming car. Both drivers were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The College Station City Council paved the way at their latest meeting for development of more single-family homes near Castlegate. During last week's meeting, the council approved rezoning 30 acres of land at W.S. Phillips Parkway and Brewster Drive from rural to general suburban. City staff planner Brandy Tedrick says this change falls in line with the surrounding neighborhoods.
The continuation of single-family is compatible with the adjacent Castlegate 2 and Brewster Point subdivisions. The size and location of the subject property is suitable for residential uses. The site has adequate space to meet the minimal dimensional standards for a GS General Suburban District.
There was no mention of a potential developer. The Brazos County Health District's first pandemic report of the month includes 5 deaths. 2 women and 3 men in their 40s and 50s, bring the total number of deaths to 359. Read more from the Health District at brazoshealth.org. Today is Election Day. During 2 weeks of early voting, Brazos County Elections Administrator Trudy Hancock said the turnout was almost 3,300. That's less than 3% of the more than 121,000 who are registered. There are 24 voting centers open in Brazos County from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. You can see a full list of locations at brazosvotes.org. I'm Chelsea Reber on The Zone.
Since 1957, Slovačić Sausage in Snook has been making the best tasting sausage in Texas from the same family recipe. Slovačić is the official sausage of Texas A&M Athletics. Whether it's from the grill to the family gathering or from the pit to the neighborhood party, serve the sausage voted best in the Brazos Valley. Serve Slovačić. Be sure to come in and check out their full-service meat market, relax on the front porch, or grab some fresh kolaches from their bakery on your way out. Slovačić Sausage, Highway 60 in Snook.
Bryan Broadcasting is your home for high school football. Bryan High, A&M Consolidated, Rudder, and College Station High play on the Bryan Broadcasting family of stations. No matter where you are, hear every play, every game, all season long, thanks to Frost Bank, Ed Phillips Plumbing, Rapid Express Car Wash, and ASAP Equipment. To find out when and where to hear your favorite team, go to brazosfootball.com.
Good morning, sports fans. I'm Zach Taylor with your Aggie Sports Minute on The Zone. This Sports Minute is brought to you by Hilco Metal Roofing and Supply. Call 936-825-0500 or click HilcoSupply.com. Fighting Texas Aggie football held its weekly media day yesterday. Now, the Maroon and White are fresh up a bye, and running back Isaiah Spiller says it was a good time to recharge the batteries.
I was able to go home, so I feel like that's just kind of getting me away from football for a couple of days, get my mind back right. And, you know, I feel like my body has really healed throughout this week, so I'm grateful for this bye week.
Isaiah and the guys will be back on the field Saturday when they welcome Auburn to town. By the way, the first college football playoff rankings of the year come out tonight, so we'll see where the Aggies land. Selection show starts at 6 p.m. on ESPN. Marcus Williams, Tyrese Radford, and Hassan Diarra each scored 13 points as Aggie men's basketball topped A&M Kingsville last night 76-72 in an exhibition. The guys officially tip off the season on November 10th at home against North Florida. And a sneak peek at the SEC brought to you by T-Mobile. Aggie women's soccer, of course, missed out on this year's conference tournament, but there are plenty of other teams in quarterfinals action today. Tennessee matches up with Florida. Ole Miss faces Alabama. Arkansas takes on LSU, and South Carolina meets up with Auburn. And that's been your SEC Sneak Peek, brought to you by T-Mobile, the official 5G sponsor of the SEC. And that's also been your Aggie Sports Minute, brought to you by Hilco Metal Roofing and Supply. On The Zone, I'm Zach Taylor.
The best is yet to come in College Station.
2 seconds left. 28-yard attempt by Seth Small. Is down. It is up. And the fight, Texas Aggies take down the top-ranked Tide 41-38.
Join us Saturday. The Aggies host the Auburn Tigers. Our coverage begins at 1:30 on your home for Aggies football, the Texas A&M Sports Network.
Listen to Aggie football on 1150 AM and 93.7 FM. Online at radioaggieland.com or tell your smart speaker to play Zone 1150.
And we are back. TexAgs Radio presented by David Gardner's Jewelers here in the Rollo Insurance Studio. The great Gary Blair with us here, Texas A&M women's coach, who announced he's going to retire at the end of the season. Coach Blair, how are you, sir?
Well, I'm good today. It's a little foggy out there, but it's a beautiful fall day, and I'm ready to rock and roll with you.
Well, we're so delighted to have you here in studio. I've mentioned it before. I covered you back in 2005. So happy to have My first year here being your final year as the head coach of the A&M women's team. Let's just kind of, I know you talked about some of this during the press conference, but why now? How did you come to that decision that now was the right time to do one final season?
Well, when you start thinking about it, I've been thinking about it for a couple of years. I realize I want to leave on a high. I don't want to be able to leave where they're hoping you go to get new young blood in here to coach. I want to be able to leave on a high. If possibly it would have not been a COVID year last year and we had cardboard seats instead of real people, then perhaps I would have left after the SEC championship. But I wanted to build it the right way. We've got so many new staff changes. I wanted to be there to make sure that went into place. And I didn't want people to sit there and say, well, the cupboard's bare. Well, the cupboard is not bare. We've got a lot of pieces that we're trying to put together in the puzzle right now. And besides Claudia, my administrative assistant, and besides Kelly Bond White, who's been with me 21 years, everybody else is basically new.
That's impressive. Let's talk about R.C. Slocum and how he helped you and what he means to you as a friend beyond just the coaching aspect.
Well, all of us know the journey that he's been through, and MD Anderson and the leukemia and the treatments that he had. I was just sitting there tossing this around the last couple of weeks. On Tuesday afternoon around about 12:15, I went over there and rang his doorbell. He lives in Traditions where I do, and I didn't even know he might be in MD Anderson at the time. But he was there by himself, and he came out. We just sat on the front porch for about an hour and a half, and we just talked about life. We talked a lot about his procedures that he's had, and he showed me all the scars and what he has to go through every day, not knowing if there is a cure. He's hoping, and he's doing everything right, and he's staying positive. And we talked about both of us are basically have gone through second marriages, the coaching regime of moving to different schools. We talked about what we want to be able to do for our family when our time comes. We want to be able to leave a legacy with our family first, not just Texas A&M, but our family. And then we talked about doing it the right way, the Aggie way, and going out on a high note. And I was so positive when I left RC, knowing what he's going through, that he had time to sit there and consider some of my problems important to him. That's the type of man that RC is. And that's why he is still the most beloved coach in this area here of Brazos County. And he's a special man, and he's going to come back. We've already set a date to play golf sometime in April.
All right.
And we're going to get Mark Johnson and one other guy and sit there and just have the most positive foursome, probably throw a few mulligans in, and the stories are going to be great.
How's he doing, by the way?
He's doing good. He feels good about his life, the direction. It's what are you doing now, not just what you've accomplished. And that's what I want people to realize about myself and about this program. Don't pay me for what I've done. Pay me for what I can do now with this basketball program. And that's the way RC was in his life. That's the way Mark Johnson was in his.
So let's take a step away from RC and what he means to this place and what he means to you, but just A&M in general. This community, the Brazos Valley, the school, your fans, what they mean to you.
They're everything. I've been at great basketball places at all the places I've been to, from Dallas South Oak Cliff to Louisiana Tech at the very top of the country from 80 to 85. To Stephen F. Austin, that was just a great little place in East Texas, to Arkansas, that was sort of a basketball as well as football school, and now coming to A&M, realizing in the state of Texas, this is football country first. Because I'm the biggest Aggie fan and Dallas Cowboy fan that there is. But I'm all for the high schools. I'm for everything that moves. But when it comes our time for the slice of pizza to be given out, whether it's to Buzz or to me or the local high schools, I want to see people out there watching us, not just worrying about we're going to sign in the football recruiting class in December or February. I want them to change and think it's basketball time now. The same way when baseball comes, same way when track and field comes. I want people to realize you can do more things at once, but you can always think the Aggie way.
It was important for you to come back and have fans this year.
Oh, definitely. That's what this program's been built on, is butts in seats, people listening to you on radio, all the shut-ins or the retirement people due to COVID last year that could not come to the ball games, but they listened, they read about us, they blogged, the ones that know how to use the technology, which I do not. But they wanted to know about that basketball team. And when we made our run and we beat South Carolina here to win the SEC, it was mind-boggling how many people were listening and watching nationally, not just Aggies, but young people. Then when we got to the NCAA tournament and made the great run against Troy to win, and then the Iowa State comeback, and then, yes, we lost the next ball game. But that happens sometimes. Arizona just outplayed us, but every one of those games were on prime time, all 7 o'clock games. And we did more for the public relations, the marketing of Texas A&M. Whether you're an engineering student, biomedical, you're going into nursing, or you're just coming here to major in ag or business, that helped all of us. And that's what sports can do. We're the front door also of getting people to come here, just like it's going to be 2:30 game day playing Auburn. That's going to be special. And by the way, both the men and women's basketball team, before the Auburn game, midnight yell practice, we will both be out there introducing our teams to the students and everybody that comes. So we need a big crowd on, let's see, that'd be Friday night. It's been going fast.
Yeah, it is going fast. So I was made aware, I think our good friend Mike Lucas from TexAgs posted that your opening statement last week was 20 minutes, 11 seconds. And he talked about it being 2011, the national championship. Were you aware of that afterward? And to me, it's a sign from the good Lord, my friend.
20 minutes, 11 seconds. Well, that is shorter than when we got to the Final Four and we had the record for the longest press conference ever after we beat Stanford in the semifinals. I think that was an hour and 5 or 6 minutes. But I involved a lot of people, answered all the questions, and people didn't see us as the Cinderella back then. They just saw us as a great basketball team that was getting better and better every game we played. Yes, I'm long-winded. I hope whoever's coming on at 9:30 can wait until we get finished with our conversation, but I'm long-winded. I have things to say.
Yes, you do. And I don't even think it was about it being long-winded. It's just the fact that it was 20 minutes, 11 seconds to honor that championship team. Let's honor – oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I didn't get that.
Oh, yeah. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Oh, 20 minutes, 11 seconds.
The good Lord made that happen.
Oh, gosh. That's something good. And by the way, also in 2011, I was just reading Von Miller got traded 2011 when he was there as well.
That is right. There you go.
Okay.
So are you going to give Coach Bon White an opportunity this year? She's flexed her voice the last few years, obviously, but just to kind of showcase what she can do. And you've helped groom her for an opportunity.
She's ready. She's either going to be a head coach here or she's going to be an head coach somewhere this next year, and you're going to have to play against her. She's ready. I was already on the phone call with her driving over here about solving a problem. That's what she does. She solves problems. She makes things happen. She's great with our basketball team, and it would be like any other head coach at A&M. You always look within your staff first for their loyalty, their production, and can they be the next person to replace you? But in this world of college athletics, it's a business, and you have to look nationally. Whether you're hiring President Banks or whether you're hiring John Sharp or whether you're hiring Jimbo Buzz or myself, it's a national search trying to find the best fit for Texas A&M. And that will not be my decision, but I'm loyal, just like you're going to be watching the Astros tonight.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to be speaking at the dedication at Stephen F. Austin today for their new practice gym and their facilities. That's where I used to coach. Kyle Kellerman asked me to come over and speak tonight, so that's why I'm in purple, folks.
Right.
I'm in purple because I'm going to Nacogdoches tonight to speak at a beautiful facility over there.
Yeah. Are you? Do you still enjoy those kind of opportunities to go out?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody at Bryan College Station, they've heard everything I've said. Let me take my little medicine show onto another town. I feel like I'm back in the Western days. I got a little wagon I'm driving up. Here, let me sell you this remedy, or let me tell you how to be positive. Let me tell you about remembering the old days, but we're living in the present. And let's talk about the future as well, particularly with all the 18 to 22-year-olds. That is our future. And the future's in very good hands with those young people, particularly the ones here at Texas A&M.
I watch you communicate with your players, fans, and you come across so kind, yet business at the same time, right? How have you evolved your career when you started coaching to how you are now?
Treat every person how you would want to be treated yourself, but give everybody the time. Like I like going down to First Fridays. I like walking around town and getting a bite of Mexican food to eat, going through the shops, listening to music, but just watching the eye contact, and people will say, that's Coach Blair. They don't have to say anything. I don't have to say anything. But that's people identifying with some of the leaders of this town. Whether you're a businessman in town, you're the banker at Prosperity or Texas Bank and Trust, or you're the insurance salesman, you need to get out and meet people, okay? You're only as good as the people that are surrounding us. And that's why I admire so many of the politicians, the John Rainey's, the Bill Flores, who gave us 10 years, Mayor Nelson and Mayor Mooney, what they're doing to give back. And this is, we serve. That's all we're doing. We're serving this town. And do not think that you're any higher than that person. It's a real quick trip from the penthouse to the outhouse, okay? And I want to make sure my house is staying a little bit higher.
Coach Blair, I know you play golf. I know you do speaking engagements, but what do you do when you're not doing basketball and those things? Are you a Netflix guy? Or are you, what do you like? Do you like to take walks? What does Coach Blair do in his free time that's not golf?
Well, my wife, Kylo, is walking right now and listening to us.
Okay.
She retired a month ago. She's listening to us as we're walking. Pick up your step, honey. Stay in shape now. Follow through. Get those arms going right and left. And smile. Don't duck your head when you face somebody. Okay, that's my thing. She's taking up pickleball. I will start that probably in April or so.
Okay.
My last golf swing was at not the member guest, the club championship, and it wasn't very good. So I'm concentrating on my day job. I like to watch movies. The Last Duel was the last movie, and I went to see the James Bond movie. I'll just sit by myself, have my little kids package, the small popcorn, the little gummy bears, and a little bit of Diet Coke. I'm watching news at all time. Like last night, I had to watch, got home from watching the first half of the men's game. I had to see the last 30 minutes of Dancing with Stars. Then I switched it on the Kansas City game. And then I was writing my notes for my speech for the night in Nacogdoches. And you're just constantly doing things. And that's why retirement might not be so good for me. I have to stay involved. I can never do your show because I talk too much.
Well, I hope you will still join us routinely here, Coach. I really do.
Well, I'm really interested to see the growth of yourself in this. From 2005, where you are now, replacing a legend and a good friend of mine, Gabe. This show is listened to, not just in the county. You can pull this thing up everywhere. When I drive to Nacogdoches, I'll be listening to somebody on this station. And then on the way back, I won't be listening. I'll be listening to the Astros on the way back tonight.
Go Stros. Let's take Game 6. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Gary, we appreciate your time. Thank you so much, and I'm looking forward to covering you this year.
Thank you.
All right, good stuff right there. Gary Blair here in studio breaking things down as we get ready for the season to start here. Right now, though, I want to talk about our good friends there at Aggieland Outfitters. You know they always bring it. I want you guys to all text 833-638-6248 and text the word radio for your chance to win the Big Friday giveaway courtesy of our friends at Aggieland Outfitters. We're going to unveil that winner during the 10 o'clock hour of the Friday show. And this week, it is the Texas A&M champion Texas Aggies Gray Power Blend Crew Neck. Look at this, Coach Blair. This is a beauty right here. Aggieland Outfitters always has good stuff. Pulling it out there for the crowd to see there online. Look at that. Very nice shirt. Cold season is here, so obviously you want to stay warm. This morning it was obviously very foggy, but it was cold out there, and this is a very comfortable crew neck. It's got the gray power blend material and Texas Aggies printed in maroon and white. This crew neck will keep you warm all winter long, and it's not expensive. Go by Aggieland Outfitters and pick it up for $49.99. It is Aggieland Outfitters.
It's TexAgs Radio, weekday mornings from 8 to 11 here on Sports Radio 1150 AM and 93.7 FM. The Zone.
Thank you for joining us. Dave South here, ready to introduce you to the home team as they prepare to take the field. That's right. Your home team is the Lester Group, your team for buying and selling real estate in Bryan College Station, led by veteran real estate broker and third-generation local Lance Lester. His team is undefeated when it comes to customer service. As he steps up, he surveys the market, a little shifting on the defense, but Lance always seems to find a matchup that he likes. Quick snap of the offer. Lance drops back, checks his options. He looks downfield. He's got a contract wide open. He throws. It's tipped by inspections, again by the appraisal. Great block by the mortgage lender, and it's caught. And he's in the closing zone. He could go all the way. He's at the 20, the 10, the 5, and he's taking it to the house. Literally taking it to the house for signatures. This deal is closed. The Lester Group is lightning in a bottle.
The love that I have for Texas A&M is just feeling so much a part of the school, feeling like there's always people there to support you, that you've got a friend no matter what.
I'd want to give a student the chance to do something they want to do. And the association, I know, gave a lot of my friends the ability to go forward and to actually pick the major they wanted, do the studies they wanted to do.
When I started thinking about college, I had one goal in mind, and that was my parents will not pay for my schooling.
There's a lot of kids out there who are going to make good Aggies, and we ought to give them a chance, and I'm willing to put my share in to try to help them.
Of all of our traditions that are well known, the one that sometimes gets passed over and just taken for granted is perhaps the greatest, and that's Aggies helping Aggies.
To learn more about the association's impact or to make a gift, visit tx.ag/giving.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max,
I don't know if this guy's leaving, coming, or going. I just think it's very difficult when you are having the time of your life and playing and winning games, and it looks like that you're headed in the right direction toward another Super Bowl appearance, that all of a sudden you're going to leave a team and a bunch of players to go try and build new chemistry and everything with somebody else somewhere that you don't even know when you've invested so much time and energy into Green Bay Packers. This is not a free agent situation where a team doesn't want to give you money. You're deciding to leave based on what? Everything you got, everything you want. You're getting paid. You're having a little bit of say in what they do, and you're winning football games.
Spend your mornings with Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, powered by WC Tractor. Mornings from 5 to 8 here on The Zone.
TexAgs Radio, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers here, 911 University Drive East in College Station. They got it all over there. David and Julia do such great work for the community, and you got to go check them out because anything you purchase from there actually goes back to the community. That's how they roll. Shop online at davidgardnersjewelers.com. They've got everything you're looking for, and just a great crew out there. All right, we are here with my buddy Randy Reyes, Association of Former Students. What's going on, Randy?
Not a lot, but a lot.
A lot
of big things coming up in the next few weeks. We're excited about, as always.
I'm looking at it. All right, so Pass It Back Day, Aggie Ring Day, Yell Practice, All Aggie Tailgate, plus you got a new partnership. But let's start it off with a week from today, Tuesday, November 9th, Pass It Back Day. Yeah,
so Pass It Back Day, 6th annual Pass It Back Day. We started it. Giving Tuesday was a thing or is a thing. Typically happens around Thanksgiving, and so we, decided to be different. Let's figure out a way to do something that's not a part of the bigger Giving Day that happens, and so Pass It Back Day was born. And so 6th annual, 24-hour day of giving. What we're trying to do is just show the power of the Aggie Network. What can Aggies do in 24 hours to show their support for Texas A&M and Texas Aggies? And so this year, as with all the other years, we have a goal. 5,000 donors is what we're trying to hit, and that's a lot of people in 24 hours, and so wanted to start talking about it today to get hyped up for next week for what's going to happen. So people can get involved early that morning, and it's just kind of give us a breakdown of how it works and how they can get involved, and they need to wait to start it because it's on that day. Yeah. Well, I mean, we obviously want people to give as much as they can throughout the year. So do it today and then. Right. But on Pass It Back Day, right, it's a special day. And throughout the day, there's going to be a number of different ways to give, right? You can go to the website and give. And we're going to have a bunch of challenges too, right? So we're going to try to make it as fun as possible. So it's not just about giving, but we're going to throw some fun in there. So we're going to challenge the classes, right? Which class is going to come out and give the most that day? We're going to ask our young alumni, right? So the ones that are 10 years out, which of that cohort is going to show that they can give the most. Aggie rings, right? We're going to do some fun stuff with some Aggie ring challenges. Geographic, right? So we're going to look at all the states, the map. We're going to figure out which states are in, and typically what happens is at the very end of the day, there's a few states that we're looking for Aggies in. And so we're gonna do that, and to make it fun, we're gonna have some prizes, right? So we've reached out to a number of partners to say, hey, can you make this really fun for us? Montelongos, Kendra Scott, Rebecca Harris Photography, Messina Hoff, Aggie Land Safari, they're all in on this, and they're gonna help us out with some fun prizes for some donors on that day. TexAgs Radio is going to be a part of it as well. We'll have some live updates throughout the show, and we'll be reminding people to certainly get involved. So it's going to be a big family event for sure. For sure, yeah. And one thing I'll throw out there, and I know you talk about this a lot, but one of the best things that happens on Pass It Back Day is you can buy your year bars back at 50%, right? So if you miss some years in the past, you say, man, I want my Century Club plaque to have those years. Yep. 50% off that day. You can go on, you can buy as many as you want back for that discount. Yeah, so you don't feel like you're out of it, right? Yeah. Like, you lost a couple of years, you can come right back. Hey, Aggie Ring Day, coming up November the 12th, always a fun one. I need to be involved in one when when I'm not traveling. I think last time I went to Dallas for Arkansas. Sure. And this is the weekend I'm going to the Ole Miss game. Yeah, so Friday the 12th. This is actually the smallest of our big ring days. So 2,700 Aggies are going to get their rings. Again, with Aggie Park Construction, it's going to be at the Ford Hall of Champions there at Kyle Field. Distribution begins at 11 a.m., stops at 4 p.m. So it's a little bit more of a condensed ring day for us. As always, best parking is going to be at West Campus Garage, and then the Gene Stallings garage there right next to the MSC. So, and of course, if anybody has any questions, if parents are out there wondering about what's happening, tx.ag/ring day.
That last one in October, was it October 9th, whenever it was, that Arkansas weekend, I saw so many happy families on that Friday just smiling and walking around. It was packed.
Yeah.
It was great.
It's a fun time. I think I heard someone on the radio, I can't remember who it was, they say that just one day that everyone's happy, right?
Yeah.
Everyone is just excited to get the rings, and it's a great time.
Yeah, it was fun. Let's talk a little bit about Yale practice. Obviously, there's going to be a Yale practice this weekend, but the all Aggie tailgate versus Ole Miss.
Yeah, so Ole Miss Friday the 12th and Saturday the 13th. Again, just some important reminders about Yale practice. It's going to be at 10 p.m. and it's going to be in Memphis. And I always get the question, why aren't you in Oxford? Well, what we do is we work with the Yale leaders, and we try to figure out, and we deal with a lot of things, right? You're yelling at night. There's ordinances.
Right.
We're also considering, well, where are the most Aggies, right? Hotel accommodations. And for this one in particular, Memphis is the best that we've experienced in the past. They're on Beale Street. Handy Park is where it's going to be at. I was there in 2019. It was a blast to be out there. But yeah, Memphis for Yale practice.
And you guys have a new partnership that you wanted to get into. Just talk about how that's affecting what you guys are doing here in the future.
Yeah, so we do have some corporate partners with the association, and it's not a well-known program, but it's one that we're growing. And so we're excited because we just signed Farmers Insurance on as a corporate partner. And the way we look at this, right, the vision of this program is that we're working with partners, Bank of America, Farmers Insurance, Messina Hoff, and we're going to be hopefully expanding that roster. And we're trying to find organizations that really bring value to the Aggie network, right? So through special offers and discounts that we can provide to Aggies, but also through some of their expertise, right? So we're tapping into Farmers and Bank of America, right? Online Financial Education Center for information about financial stuff. Insurance complexities, right? That when I came out of school, I didn't know what umbrella insurance was, right, or mortgages, and so we're going to be tapping into those to their expertise. And really, that's a point of these corporate partners is how can we bring benefits to the Aggie network? And so, of course, they're going to reach out and they're going to start promoting themselves as part of our partnership. And so it's just a heads up, right? Farmers is in, Bank of America, they're great partners, and we're excited to have them, and we're excited for them to bring those special things to Aggies.
And give us a reminder, Pass It Back Day a week from today.
Yep, so Tuesday, November 9th, Pass It Back Day. You can go check it out, tx.ag/Pass It Back Day. Of course, tx.ag/give. And we're gonna set you up with your own special URL. So I want you to call out to your friends and family and see if they can help. But I'll give you that on Pass It Back Day on the 9th.
All right, let's do that, guys. All right, Randy Reyes, the Association of Former Students. Thank you, Randy. Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yep. Thank you. Right now, though, I want you to not right now experience the difference, because hopefully you're not in an emergency situation. But when you are in one, I want you to know that there's a place that's going to take great care of you, patient-centered care over there at Caprock Health System. 100% locally owned and operated, which means you know the folks that are there, guys. It's just all part of the family out there. Caprock Health System, their purpose is to make you feel better, right? They're not there to keep you in a long waiting room with a bunch of other people. You're not going to have to wait there, guys. 0 wait times for emergency care. You'll never sit in a crowded waiting room. They've got a hospital and 24-hour ERs out there. The one in Bryant and the Caprock 24-hour emergency center there in College Station. They do such great work there. They make you feel better, and they maintain cash prices that rival all the competitors here in the Bryant College Station area, and we encourage you to see that for yourself. So go check them out. It is Caprock Health System.
I'm Chelsea Reber with your community calendar on The Zone. The 9th annual Drums Along the Brazos Drumline Contest is Saturday at College Station High School. The music starts at noon. Grief Share, Surviving the Holidays is a seminar for people facing the holidays after a loved one's death. The seminar is this Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. at Peace Lutheran Church. Join the Brazos County A&M Club for their annual fundraiser, Beats and Barbecue, Saturday, November 13th at Savage Brew Lab in Bryan. The Bryan College Station Friends of the Library invite you to their general book sale November 13th and 14th at the Claire B. Mounts Library. Thousands of books ranging from history to mystery will be available. Visit friendsbcs.org for more information. Have lunch with Louie this Friday from 11 to 2, live from the T-Mobile on Texas Avenue and Lincoln. Enjoy lunch from Howdy's Pizza. Say hi to Louie and Bryce and win some cool prizes. It's Lunch with Louie this Friday. T-Mobile is the official 5G provider of the SEC. I'm Chelsea Reber on The Zone.
Since 1957, Slovakic Sausage in Snook has been making the best tasting sausage in Texas from the same family recipe. Slovakic is the official sausage of Texas A&M Athletics. Whether it's from the grill to the family gathering or from the pit to the neighborhood party, serve the sausage voted best in the Brazos Valley. Serve Slovakic. Be sure to come in and check out their full-service meat market, relax on the front porch, or grab some fresh kolaches from their bakery on your way out. Slovakic Sausage, Highway 60 in Snook.
The flagship station for Aggie Athletics is The Zone. Whenever the Aggies are playing, you can hear them right here at 1150 and 93.7 FM. Thanks to our listeners and our Aggie broadcast sponsors, Pioneer Steel, Gulf States Toyota, and Amarillo National Bank. Here's a big gig-em to all these sponsors. Listen to Aggie Athletics on The Zone 1150 and 93.7 FM.
We're joined now by Braden Golf, 440 Sports, ESPN Radio.
Probably why you and I get along well and why we are friends and colleagues, because I like you, I think life is gray. It's not black and white. I don't think that there's a winner and a loser, except for the game itself. There's not a winner and a loser on every single topic. We don't have to yell at each other. I'd like to think that I'm pretty fair and sort of down the middle like you. But even then, it's okay for you to have an opinion and for a fan to be like, I don't like that. I want to be clear. I don't have a problem with fans having opinions and not liking a play call or a coach or a decision or things that are debatable, things that are part of a sports conversation. I'm saying, like, let's say a recruit doesn't go to A&M, goes somewhere else, and then reports X piece of factual information. I'm talking about just a factual piece of content.
Listen to Louie from 11 to 2 weekdays on The Zone, brought to you in part by Smoothie King.
Walking down the street,